All right, hello friends. We are back again, and that was terrible. Why would I? We are back again, and we are going to be talking about some books that have caught my eye for 2026. Now, I'm not calling this an anticipated reads list because it's like I'm not anticipating these. These are just books that have caught my interest. They've caught my eye. Like I'm intrigued by them, but I'm not like anticipating, oh my god, I gotta hurry up and read that because honestly, I think maybe only like two books on this list really qualify for that. And also, like, this took me like going through like monthly on Goodreads to even find some stuff because a lot of the big stuff that a lot of people are talking about, because I've watched other videos of people doing their anticipated reads and such like that, and it's a lot of sequels to series I haven't started, and a ton more romantasy, which I have no interest in. So it's taken me a minute to find some stuff and to like really search. And so maybe there'll be some stuff on here that catches your guys' eye that you guys have not heard about, because everybody's anticipated lists all kind of sound the same right now. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. Um, I watched like 10 of them and I was like, there's like 7 books that are on everybody's list. This is not working out for me this way. So hopefully you guys find something new on here. So let's go ahead and let's jump into this. And I will put up pictures. I don't know which side because I'm kind of like so centered. So we'll see. Maybe this side like I always do. But anyways, first up on my list, because I do have my little list written down. Like I said, I think there's like 10 or 15 on here that have caught my eye. And I'm just going to give you like maybe like a brief information about it. So I'm not going to go like into like full-blown synopsises. But anyway, so the first up we have is Ode to the Half-Broken by Suzanne Palmer. So this is one of the ones that I was actually anticipating, and I actually have an arc for this, and I'm reading it right now, and so far I'm like 18% into it, and I love it so far. But basically it's a sci-fi story. You follow a robot who wakes up and their leg is missing and there's a dog. There's a dog. And now the robot is trying to find out what happened to their leg, and there seems to be some possible stirrings of the conflict coming back that caused the Earth to wind up the way it is currently right now, where mechs kind of run everything. There are some flashback. It goes back and forth between 2 timelines, and it's done really well. And so I love it so far. I'm loving the dynamic of our main character and the dog, the mecha and the dog. Like, that is a combo I didn't know I needed in my life, but I love following stories with robots. It's one of my favorite sci-fi, like, subgenre things. I don't know what we call it, but tropes, I don't know. But I love when it follows a robot. So yes, definitely loving that one so far. So I definitely at this moment recommend checking it out. Next we have The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. This I also have an arc for. I got approved for this arc like 6 months ago, actually. I was like one of the first like people to get approved for it. But this one caught my eye because it's one of the first sentences. It says it's a tragic love story. I love a tragic love story. There's something about the love story falling into the tragicness that I'm just like, yes, because it just feels so much more real. There's also werewolves, and it's about the beast of Gévaudan. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying that correctly, so I do apologize. But it takes place in France, and all I know is it's a tragic love story, and and it's got werewolves. Two of my favorite things. Werewolves and tragic love stories. So I'm here for it. I'm definitely I'm glad I got the arc. I actually plan on starting it after Ode to the Half-Broken is done. Then we have Platform Decay. This is Murderbot number 8 by Martha Wells. I don't need to tell you guys about Murderbot. Okay, I love Murderbot. My bestie loves Murderbot. We're actually a book behind. We haven't read book 7 yet, so we're going to have to more than likely do an entire reread because that's just how we are. And so definitely looking for that. That's one of the ones that I am anticipating because I really love the Murderbot series. After that, we have The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee. Now, this is one that I have seen appear on a ton of other people's lists, and it was actually probably the only one that appeared on other people's lists where I was like, I'm kind of interested in that too. And it's basically just from their tagline, it's corporate samurais in space. And I'm like, okay. And it's so funny because I play this game called Warframe, and it's samurais in space, essentially. So, I'm here for it. Plus, it's a standalone, which is great. I have not read Fonda Lee's Green Bone series, but I have read one of her short stories. So I am familiar with her writing and everything. So I do look forward to this one, and I hope it's pretty good. Plus, it takes place on like a wintry planet, like a snow planet, or at least like the description talks about it being like this winter snow setting. And I don't know why, but I love planets that are like snow all the time. I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. After that, this is one that randomly caught my eye as I was searching, and it's called After the Fall by Edward Ashton. And essentially it's Earth has been taken over by this alien race, and they have enslaved all the humans to be pets. They're pets. And you follow the main character who his owner is like his friend, but also how far is he willing to be friends with his pet? When bad stuff happens. So it seems so interesting. Like, the idea is what caught my attention. I was like, humans as pets? Okay. So definitely intrigued by that one. Then we have Bitter Bloom by Tegan Olivia King. I also have an arc for this one. This was one of the ones that was like, hey, you want an arc? But it's gothic, which caught my attention because I love gothic stories. And you follow the main character Addie, who, like, everyone in the town is like, you're the reason we have problems. It's your fault we've got all these problems. And she's like, I'm just a girl. But then she's trying to like save her mother, if I remember correctly, and she needs to basically go into like purgatory from the way it sounds. And so, yeah, it seems kind of interesting. It does sound like there's going to be an annoying love triangle thing going on, so I hope it doesn't ruin the story for me, but I'm going to give it a try because it is gothic, and I do usually like when the gothic stories have that little bit of romance brought into it, but it's the love triangle thing that I don't like, because I don't like those. So we'll see. After that, we have The Secret World of Briar Rose by Cindy Pham. Now, if you know the name Cindy, she's a booktuber. I don't remember what her channel name is now, but it used to be Reads with Cindy. I think it's just with Cindy now. But I love her reviews. She's so very detailed, and she really gets into the nitty-gritty of it. And her rant reviews are amazing. But this is her debut book, and it is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty. And because I've watched her for so long, I want to see what her writing style is like. I'm not like the hugest fan of Sleeping Beauty, and I'm not like the hugest fan of fairy tale retellings, but I'm willing to give it a try just because I have followed her for so long. Then we have The Three Coffin Problem by Lavi Tidar. I think this is a Judge D book. There's like no information on it, okay? It popped up in one of the lists. It just gives like a basic like 2-sentence synopsis where it matches some of the lore that matches the world of Judge D. Now, Judge D, if you don't know what that is, okay, Judge D is a short story collection that he's basically been writing for Tor that follows a vampire who is a judge of other vampires. And in this world, a vampire cannot kill another vampire unless it is for a very good reason. And so when a vampire comes up missing or dead, Judge D gets called in, and he does the investigation, and he checks on it and everything, and he determines whether the death was necessary or not, and it follows the rules and everything. And the synopsis for this book talks about that, and the cover shows 2 vampires and then 2 human kids in the back, and Judge D has a human boy who's like his servant, okay? So this is either a full-length novel in the world of Judge D, or it could be a compilation, okay, with like of compilation. however you pronounce that word, of all the short stories in one bind up, because it doesn't go into like the full details of what this book is. So super looking forward to that, but I'm pretty certain it's Judge D related. And if it is, and if I'm right, I'm going to be so ecstatic, you guys. And that says a lot because I'm not a fan of vampires, but I love the way he does them in his book. After that, we have Jitterbug by Gareth L. Powell. This is a sci-fi story, okay? It's bounty hunters in space with something like it has like, reading the synopsis, it has this like Wild West vibe to it too. Like they're all on this planet and got these bounty hunters and they're running wild, but also there's this ancient, deep like entity coming from space, from the depths of the space. And I'm like, is it maybe Lovecraftian on top of that? Like, I don't know. I'm getting a lot of interesting vibes from it, but I want to try it out. And it's a standalone, so we love a good standalone. Then we have a Darker Shore, Letters from Ketterdam. If you've read Leigh Bardugo's Six of Crows, you know the place of Ketterdam. And this book it takes place after the events of the Crooked Kingdom, and it's a mystery that is told through a bunch of letters and such. And it, from the sounds of it, is not following our main crew, since it's taking place after, but we'll see. I'm interested. I loved the Six of Crows duology. You know, anything to go back to that world, I'm here for, so we'll give it a try. This next one is... there's a lot of baggage attached to this next one. It is called Ravenous. It is by Kresley Cole. Kresley Cole is a romance author. She writes paranormal romances. And of the 2 romance series that I genuinely like and enjoy, Immortals After Dark is one of my top favorites by Kresley Cole. And this is apparently her foray into romantasy with the world of Immortals After Dark. Because it's another spinoff, because she's got her Immortals After Dark, and then she's got a spinoff series of the Dashians, and now she's got this new spinoff. And me and the bestie were concerned. We're not sure, especially since the last 2 books that she has come out with. We've been like, ma'am, was your editor making you good? Because what is this? What happened here? So it's a very like, we're not sure kind of deal. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's there on the list. Next we have Stay Buried by Jennifer McMahon. This one is giving the Western kind of vibes. I'm really into Western stuff right now. Don't talk to me about it, okay? And it says that there's an isolated town, and there's traditions of offerings 4 times a year to the dead, and it does follow 2 different timelines from the sounds of it as well. So definitely seems kind of interesting, but yeah, very interesting to see what is going on in this isolated town that they have to give offerings to the dead 4 times a year. Very interested in that. Then we have The Demon Star by Jesse Aragon. This sounds like it's going to be a standalone, but basically from what I got from the extremely long synopsis, because have you guys noticed some synopsises are getting ridiculously long, or they're way too short? What happened to the sweet spot, guys? Come on. But anyways, The Demon Star, it says that there's gods who rule the planet, and demons are haunting a canyon, and that it's a horror tinged sci-fi. And like, I'm kind of here for that, you know, like I love when horror mixes into other genres and everything. And for whatever reason, sci-fi horror just, it hits differently, and I'm so interested in it. So definitely want to give that one a try. A Divided Duty by Shannon McGuire. This is part of the October Day series. It's like it'll be like 19 or something. I'm still in the process of reading October Day, but I love the series, so this is definitely on my interest list to eventually one day get to. It's definitely not going to be next year because I'm only on like book 6 so far, but yeah, that one's definitely on the radar. And then the last one on this list is Engines of Reason by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and this is Elder's Race number 2. I didn't know there was going to be a sequel, and I enjoyed number 1, and from my memory, because I think I read it 2 years ago, it was like science and magic crossover, and there's this planet, and, you know, just trying to navigate the two together. if anything, I'm more than likely going to reread it because it is a novella. So definitely looking forward to number 2. Plus, it's just Adrian, and I really love his novellas. I still have yet to like dive into one of his full-length novels, but his novellas I will definitely eat up. So yeah, that is all the books that kind of caught my interest. Hopefully there's some new stuff on this list that catches your guys' interest as well. And if any of them sound interesting to you guys, I would love to hear about it down in the comments. Okay, if there's something you're looking forward to that wasn't on my list, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, until next time, bye.